welcome to Pear Hill Farm. This is Danette, and Denise is behind the camera. It is early morning here. We are out doing our morning chores and realized, we really haven't done an update on the garden yet. And so what we'll do is we're going to do a little bit of an update for you on what is going on in our garden. You've heard us talk about some of it on our Double Trouble videos, but today I wanted to kind of do a video on where we're at. And so if you look behind me, this is really the only little plot that we have planted. And we have a few rows of cucumbers that we've planted. Come on, Murphy, out of the garden, buddy. And then we have our sweet potatoes. And I know it doesn't look like it, but Denise and I and Jace spent some time out there last week before the rain came, and we hoed that grass out, that nut grass and that crabgrass, and boy, it's a booger. And so you could tell it's been wet out there. We've had a lot of rain lately, and it's hard to keep it out. But it looks better probably than it would if we hadn't got out there with a hoe, wouldn't you say, sister? Mm-hmm. And then we got a few rows of okra coming up. We're a little late on our okra, but that's okay.
We tried some earlier and the seed didn't come up.
Right.
So
we got that planted. I think that's the jumbo okra that they like. Jambalaya, I think that's what they call it. But this weekend the guys, or Jace and Stumpy and Eric, worked this plowing up, and Denise can pan over the whole garden. Our pea plot was plowed, and everything's been tilled up. The pepper plants are gone, the tomato plants are gone, everything is. And what they did this weekend was they planted some Japanese millet cover crop over the whole garden except for this plot, and some black oil sunflower seeds that they have planned for a cover crop that we're going to let come up. And then you can see out there where the peas were planted on the other plot. I don't know if these can zoom in. We have some voluntary zipper peas coming up, and now those serve as a great cover crop as well. And we're going to let them continue to come up, and they just kind of overseeded the millet and the sunflower seeds plant over there. So eventually this will all be covered in a good cover crop. And for those of you who don't know, it's good to plant these cover crops because they first off, they help control the weeds in the garden during times that you don't have anything planted. And then they return nutrients back into the soil. And so we have found it very beneficial to have the cover crops planted. Now once they grow up and it gets closer, like probably January or so, what we'll do is we'll till it in and we'll tarp it. And
we should have a fall crop in here before
we
then.
Probably will do. Eric has talked about doing some fall tomatoes and stuff, but we might do those in the raised beds. Because that's just where our tomatoes work best. But this is the overall the update on the garden. This is where we're standing right now. The blackberries are done. The 2 grow out pens of rabbits, Jace and Stumpy got out here yesterday. We didn't do a video on that, but they've butchered all of those, and my goodness, I think there was probably about 12 that they killed. We've put the Mr. and the Mrs. together last week, or maybe it was a couple weeks ago, and they have been very successful. Eric happened to catch it on video, but we're not going to share that. But so hopefully in 3 months, 3 weeks and 3 days, we'll have some more piglets, and which will be about the time that the other 5 are ready to be butchered. And they're growing very good. But that's just a little update for us. We'll take you over to the raised bed, and Denise can show you what her Eric has done. in the raised bed because he's done some work there as well. So let's head on over there. All right, guys, we're over here at the raised beds where we had our tomato plants, our Christmas lima beans, running Christmas lima beans, and our jalapeno peppers, habanero pepper plants growing in the raised beds. Now, over the weekend, Eric came through and pulled all of the tomato plants up. They had done their duty. They were not making any more. They were finished. We do still have the Christmas lima beans running on top of the trellis, but those are seeding out, and we'll get those seeds, save them, and be able to reuse them when that time comes. But our jalapeno pepper plants and our habanero pepper plants are doing wonderful still in this garden. And I've already picked this morning what we got this morning. I'll show you some of our jalapenos off of just these few bushes that we've picked, and our habaneros. And I'll tell you, those are some pretty peppers right there that we've picked so far. So what's left still growing in the garden is the habaneros and the jalapeno peppers. And of course, at the end of the garden, Stumpy has placed a few of those growing, multiplying onions down there to see how they do. So we're going to finish cleaning out these raised beds, keep the pepper plants as they continue to produce for us because they're still going, and we like keeping, as long as they're producing, we're going to keep them going. But we're going to clean out the beds, what we can, of the weeds and everything, and probably add more compost to it and prep it and get it ready for fall crops that's going in there. I think we talked about lettuce and broccoli and more carrots and stuff going in these gardens here, raised beds here. And of course we're going to try maybe some fall tomatoes too and see how that goes. But that's where we are in this garden here. So far our raised bed seems to be producing the best crop, the best tasting tomatoes, the prettiest jalapenos and habaneros, and the Christmas lima beans. It's done really well for us. And so I would love the idea of adding more raised beds throughout our farm.
And we generally contribute that to the compost that we have in there.
Right. And you've seen videos where Eric we take our cow compost from the pasture and bring it up and pile it up and water it, cover it up, and let it just decompose there. Any goat or cow manure from the barn for the stalls, we pull that out and throw out there to decompose and make good compost.
Also add in the rabbit manure.
We add the rabbit manure, all of that, and it makes really, and you could actually see if you want to look how rich and good the soil is here. I mean, it is just the prettiest. Can you find any? There was worms. They've probably gone deeper now, I'm sure, but they were covered in worms. But that soil is just the best soil.
It's rich.
Very rich. Very rich. So that's it on update for our raised beds.
It's kind of the end of the summer update of where the garden is.
Yeah.
We got the boss man back there. He's always got
hot air blowing on us.
Yeah.
So we're not picking much right now at all, other than the peppers and jalapenos, but just making plans to start our fall garden in the next few months. So
yeah, we got to get working on getting seeds planted in our seed trays and over there put them in the greenhouse and get them going.
Right.
But anyway, we want to do a little update video of where we are in the garden. We tend to miss some of those videos. Really the last couple of weeks everybody's been so busy.
Yeah.
It's hard, but we're gonna do our best to keep y'all updated and give y'all some good stuff. We got some plans ahead on some pastures and what we're gonna do with the cows and stuff like that, but we'll do some future videos and show you what our plans are there.
Yes.
And all, but we do appreciate you joining us here today on this early morning.
Beautiful morning.
Our morning routine that we do. And now it's time to get the rest of the chores done and make our houses happy and check on our mom this morning. But if you like our channel, we do wish that you would, speaking of mom,
there's Mom.
y'all, a simple life is a much more enjoyable life. Y'all take care. God bless
you.